Good evening. As you heard my introduction, I am a Gujarati girl, born in India, and now I am based in Nairobi. A journey which started with 3 girls. Today, we have reached to 25,000 girls. To experience this, I have to take you through the slideshow because it's very important you see it with your naked eyes that what I am talking about. Why we are taking you through the slideshow? The culture is different, the people are different, the tribes are different, the nature of the ground is different. So it's very important I take you through the slides so you can also experience what I'm talking about, what exactly I'm doing it on the ground. Okay? Menstruation in Kenya. It's very big taboo. When I'm talking about Kenya, I'm not leaving any other country behind. Why I talk about Kenya? Because I'm based in Kenya and that's where I can support girls and women generally in menstruation. About 75% of girls or women in Kenya go through the menstruation challenges. These challenges are based on different areas again in menstruation. There are taboos, there are myths around, also available of sanitary towels. That's one of the 80% problem in menstruation. A basic necessity which every woman's right in the world. As we are talking, and if you talk a larger picture, 3.2 billion women go through every month with menstruation challenges. It shows in a classroom where girls have been seated, it's written in Kiswahili.
For many school-going girls in Kenya, especially in marginalized areas, menstrual hygiene awareness and safe menstrual products are often monthly essentials that are hard to come by. This is due to lack of economic opportunities, stigma and taboos implied by cultural beliefs, poverty, and the lack of access to adequate education and sanitation facilities.
So, when I go on the ground, I realized there is something I can do for our girls. I was born in Gujarati family. I know how to handle my menstruation without having an expensive pad, right? The idea was born from there. How can I convert a piece of material into sanitary towel, which is chemical free, plastic free, and also long lasting solution. Back in the days when our mother used to make us go and do the tailoring courses, right? I was one of it. And it came so handy when the idea was born, and I had to be very creative and say, even nowadays, if a girl has to go through all the challenges, when I say challenges, I'll take you through next step, but not having sanitary towels can make you go and do suicide. Period, shame. Our girls are disappearing from the earth. Have you ever heard that? I have seen that. If I take you further in the details, these are the tribes, are African tribes. Okay? They have a myth and they do have a taboo also around it. Despite that, the challenge is the towels are not available on the ground. So what they do, especially a Maasai culture, they send a daughter to stay near water stream area for 4 days. This area is in a wilderness. So 4 days when the girl is staying near water stream area means she can keep herself hygienic, clean, and not to dirty the house, which is made out of clay. After 4 days, when they don't find their daughters coming back home, this is the time they realize what has happened to the daughters, and we get to know also that daughter has been taken by wild animals because she is bleeding, right? So a wild animal can smell blood from miles away, and when she is left alone there without guarding, she's been taken. This story came to us along the other lot of more stories. They normally cut a jerrycan. I hope you understand the jerrycan, the oil jerrycan, 20 liter, 15 liters, we all have it. They cut it on the top part. She sits there for 3 to 4 days. They dig a hole in the ground. They sit on the ground also. But on top of that, Because we can't afford a girl, we have been married off early as 8-year-old, before we start even our cycle. There's a lot of challenges also happens around the myth and taboo. So when it comes to Kenya, in some culture, girls are very specious, very, very important in a family. If you have a girl, you are a rich family. You know why? When you marry off a girl, in a dowry, you get back lots of cows. So having girl is very important, but if we can't manage a girl to keep it in a house safely, we marry them as early as 8-year-old. Okay, so when idea was born, I did my calculation and I said, why we cannot save these girls? So one kit, which I normally stitch, I try to generate job first for the women on the ground. Second, I source it everything from Kenya, because my idea was if I am on this land, which is Kenya, Africa, I should be only respecting and buying from there, because in future, when I'm not there, foundation should run it also. When we created a kit, we realized we needed 6 pads in a one kit. These are reusable pads, and they are made out of cloth, which is cotton cloth, dye-free, wax-free, and we make sure also it's plastic-free, right? So one kit for 6 pads, which is cost normally $16 to $8, depends on the size of the pad, which lasts a girl for 2 years.
Some girls are driven by desperation into sex for pads, which further perpetuates a cycle of exploitation. Kenya was the first country in the world to eliminate period product taxes, but commercial period products remained unaffordable and unsustainable for disposal. This is what we call period poverty, which denies girls the potential to grow, widen their horizons, and develop the society.
We have decided to take up the step. It's been 7 years journey now, tireless journey, because the effort is very rewarding right now. As I earlier said, we started with the 3 girls. As we are talking, we have 25,000 girls we have managed to save from suicide, from missing from the ground, missing on the school, so they can go to the school and at least finish their education. But recently, something new trend has happened in Kenya due to the pandemic. A 50 shilling, which is I think 25 rupees a pack, which is single-use pad, they normally go for one stand sex night with the boy in exchange of one packet. So the ratio of HIV infection have grown now. So this is why we go to up country especially to save our girls, because nobody is reaching out that far to give them support. We decided to take up the step. We decided to also collaborate with everybody, whoever wants to join with us, especially the young children, because they are very good at social media. They are very good of also showing out there the message very clearly, and they are upcoming generations. So why don't we invest in them? As we are talking, I do have 65 university students who have joined me to bring the impact, to bring the change, not the challenge, but the responsibility to make sure each child, each girl has been educated. When I talk about this girl or each child, we do not leave boys behind also, because each family have a father, each family have a boyfriend, or maybe a husband or a brother. We educate everybody wherever we get a chance.
Driven by a passionate founder, We Art Together for Better are working to effectively decimate and demystify the myths of menstrual health with informational education by creating solutions through our full cycle sanitary kits and providing mentorship, education, training, and adequate information regarding menstrual health hygiene.
So we have also decided to create a period app which will be more commercialized. We have decided also to commercialize our pad kit, because what I have realized on my social media, when I show everything about period, about challenges, about product, our girls, which is upper class, who can afford this, who can have access to internet to learn everything about this, they're still lacking in all the information. All the education, our mothers are not talking to daughters. They are not being explained. A girl can wear a pad upside down for 1 year, every day. Where was mother? I'm talking about this is our moms, our Indian moms also. That's where I decided to bring more volunteers and educate on my social media because they are shy to talk to mom. And in this process, they do also get infected with the chemicals. They do also end up having some period shame in the classrooms also. Not wearing pad for correct time, which is also very dangerous for our girls. When I talk about the rural area, when they get one packet of single-use pad, they wash and wear it again because we don't have next pad available. Plus, Kenya government has done free pads for girls, but only in the school. What happens when school get closed? Where does girl go? That's why another reason why we constantly saying that we need to approach for reusable sanitary towels because it's a long-lasting solution. And this is something you can see and also make your own pad. Isn't it natural way what we used to do in olden days? What made us change to these fancy pads? So we are the one who is misusing this fancy pad. Remember their purpose why they were made. But we are promoting more and we are overusing those pads. We forgot our culture way how to protect ourselves from all these chemicals. On top of that, protect our environment. Do you know that one single pad takes 500 years to disappear from Earth? One pad, I'm talking about 500 years. How many pads are we throwing out there? Is there a correct way to dispose those pads? No, it's still going to the landfill, right? Are we waiting for another pandemic? We are just going through one pandemic. If we don't look after and we don't restore our ecosystem, that means we are inviting another pandemic. Remember, I'm only talking about the sanitary towels. What happens to those baby diapers also? Think twice before we purchase.
This collaborative effort resulted in the T4B Full Cycle Kit. This kit contains 6 reusable cotton pads, each with 6 layers of protection to reduce the chances of leaking. And it comes with a 2-year guarantee for comfort and protection.
So these are our sanitary towels stitched by Kenyan women who we try to promote also and give them job sustainability. But same time, we provide the solution for 2 years. Generally, it can last more than 2 years, but especially when you go to upcountry, the water is hard, the soap is with the full of magadi, right? And plus the sun is strong also. But with the testimony we have collected from the ground, 2 years guarantee it lasts. It's a leak proof also. We have done a small testing in the lab only, which we have in-house lab, and it works for our 25,000 girls so far. And why I go to the school? Because remember, I'm not Kenyan. I am still Indian. Somebody can really identify me where I come from, right? When I go to the upcountry, they will not welcome me because they hold their culture very strong, yeah, and they do have their beliefs and myths around also. They don't want to listen anything about pets sometimes or about periods. So, to get the big number of girls, I must go to school where I can only convince a teacher and I have my girls to me and I educate them. So, let me take you through the story of Child Protection Unit. Again, these are sitting in a rural area, northern part of Kenya. We realize, you know, when you go on the ground, you collect a lot of other challenges and informations, right? We realize when girl wants to run away from FGM, you all understand what is FGM? It's the circumstances they do to the girl also, right? They take them through the practice of FGM, and if she disagrees, she needs to run away from family to secure herself, not to go through the practice. or if a girl is going through any kind of domestic violence. Now this can be any kind. Before, she used to run away in a wild, and again she used to disappear. We decided to put 2 units in different places where the majority challenge was girl where to go, or a general child where they can go. When you put this kind of unit on the ground, you must collaborate with the Kenya government also. And this is not a big government, I'm talking about the counties, which town I have put the unit. With their collaboration, with AMREF Health of Africa collaboration, with Cooking Club, which I was one of the members, we managed to put a unit and we save our children from all those kind of violence. We receive them in a unit. We don't keep them all the time. We just keep them maybe a night or a few hours, and our unit, what they do, they have a dialogue back with the family, make sure they mutualize their relationship and harmonize and send the child back again. So that's why the child protect unit was there, and we have managed 2 of them. So we welcome everybody, not must where you are based. I realize I can be only helping in Kenya, but remember, around you there is a daughter, there is a girl, there is a boy who needs to know everything about menstruation. This will be my open invitation to everybody. Why? As I'm talking on my list, I have 60,000 girls to save. I can't do alone. I can't do alone. I really need every of you to educate also. Not must you give money always. Educate every girl out there, educate every boy there. Don't think your daughter knows everything, especially when you send them to the school which is, you think they're teaching everything. No, the mother-daughter talk, the father-daughter talk, the brother-sister talks are missing out there. Thank you.